made it back to Animal Kingdom. Okay, we finally made it onto the safari truck.
All right,
and we are super excited. We had about I don't know, it's a little more than a 15-minute wait. Not too bad though. First thing in the morning, so we're in good shape.
At all times.
So we'll take a little bit of highlights as we get around some of the animals, and especially the ones that are up close. But we're excited to see some things, man, aren't we?
Out and pick it up. You try to keep everything in zebra. Okapis are really the only living relative to the giraffe. And yeah, they're a lot smaller than a giraffe. They're about 7 feet tall at the most. They're very shy, very reclusive animals. They're so good at hiding that okapis weren't even discovered until they stay cool, and it helps them not get a sunburn. But they inadvertently camouflage themselves, and that can make a 3,000-pound black rhino a little hard to see. Antelope coming up on your right side. At the top of the hill, the gray antelope are called greater kudu.
See those?
And closer to the road, these antelope are bongos.
Look at
They
that.
have horns that slope over their head. The horns are shaped like this so they can run around, they can dive into bushes. Their horns won't get snagged and they won't get slowed down if they're being chased by predators. Usually the hippo out there in the water. We're going to stop a little further downstream. I bet you will see a couple more hippo. There's a spot on your left where a lot of
I see them.
hippos like to congregate. There's an
There's
island
like
that they all like to
bubbles.
lay next to.
I'm not seeing them.
On your left side, yeah, there they are, lined up along the island.
Oh, there's a bunch of birds.
They usually spend their day in the river because they'll overheat really easily. And then at night they'll move onto the shore and start to graze. They'll eat nearly 100 pounds of grass every night. They can weigh over 5,000 pounds. So you think they'd be really slow. But a 5,000-pound hippo could run 20 miles an hour. A lot of birds all around the water too. A lot of egrets, vultures, ducks, and pink-backed pelicans, which are one of the smallest of pelicans, and that's despite having an 8-foot wide wingspan.
Wow. But the best thing is
We're gonna cross over Mamba Bridge. Mamba is the Swahili word for crocodile. These are Nile crocodiles, the biggest crocodile found in Africa. On average, they're 14 feet long. They could grow to be 20 feet long.
Wow.
And if they stay perfectly still under the water, they could hold their breath for more than 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
Good night. Oh.
Cattle, their horns could grow to be 5 feet long. Each horn could weigh about 20 pounds.
Oh my goodness.
In many African cultures, the ankole is not food. They are not work animals. They are a symbol of wealth. The more cows you have and the bigger their horns, it'll mean you're a very important member of tribe society. There are some giraffe way off in the distance out there. We'll get closer to the giraffe in a few moments. Working together, they're going to eat large prey like wildebeest and zebra. They hunt as a team. The fastest dog is in the lead. When the leader gets tired, other dogs pick up the pace. They keep rotating their position until eventually their food trips or drops from exhaustion. Then the pack will ambush the prey. They tear it apart. They always step aside and let the youngest dogs eat first. Left side, sable antelope.
Hey, Bridget, over here on the.
The sable is the symbol of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. Yeah, this animal's kind of like the reserve's mascot. Really protective parents. In fact, you can see that the three of them closest to us, the one in the middle is a kid.
Look, there's a baby.
They always keep the kids in the center of the group, whether they're walking around or if they're sleeping. They always kind of lay in a circle, usually with their backs to each other, and have the kids in the middle of the group. The adult sables are known to fight lions and other predators, trying to keep their kids safe. And they're very protective parents. In the Harambe Wildlife Reserve, we're trying to protect the animals out here from illegal hunting forward in a single bound. The elands, the bigger animals over there, I think, yeah, that's a female and I think 2 kids. Yeah, those are baby elands. They're maybe like 8 or 9 months old. But the males, fully grown males, are like 6 feet tall at the shoulder, and they could weigh over 2,000 pounds. Yet a 2,000-pound eland can jump 8 feet into the air from a standing position. Every year, millions of wildebeest are going to move across Africa. Some of them travel more than 1,000 miles as they search for food and living space.
Look at the wildebeest there.
During the migration, they could go up to 5 days without food or water. Little baby giraffe over there is about 5 months old. The day a baby giraffe is born, it has to be at least 6 feet tall, or it won't be able to reach its mother to get milk. A fully grown male is usually 17 to 20 feet tall, and they'll spend about 20 hours every day eating. But
He's in the road.
incredibly light
There's one in the road.
sleepers. Only sleep about 60 minutes every 24 hours. They'll take short naps all day long, a couple minutes at a time. Normally, the adult giraffe are going to sleep standing up.
It's like,
You know, we had a giraffe in the road. Animals have the right of way. If they cross the road, we're going to slow down. We'll let the animals go by. If they're in the road and they don't move, then we just stop and we wait. So this could be a 20-minute safari, or it could be a 2-hour safari. It really does depend on the animals.
Wow, he's so big.
oh my goodness.
Wow, he's massive in the back. See him?
Giraffe have 7 vertebrae bones in their neck, which is the same as a human. Their bones are just a lot bigger than ours. And the length of their tongue is proportionate to their height.
Wow.
For every foot tall they are, that's how many inches long their tongue will be. So a baby who's 6 feet tall has a 6-inch long tongue. An adult who's 20 feet tall would have a 20-inch long tongue.
That's silly.
Wow.
Probably weighs 6,000 or 7,000 pounds.
You see the elephant?
It's a little young to be out here by itself. I bet you will see some more of them. Probably find its herd, which will be the females
Hi,
and
elephant.
the other kids. We're going to cross over Tembo Bridge. Tembo is the Swahili word for elephant. Now, the bridge is really old. It's going to creak and groan. It's going to make a lot of noise. Listen as we cross. If I do this right, Tembo Bridge will sound like an elephant. You hear it? It sounds like an elephant, right? Right, no, lean to the right, lean to the right. We're good, we're fine, we're good. Let's go. Sorry about that.
Sorry.
I think he tricked us.
Oh, I hate being at bridges.
Yeah.
Elephants on your left.
Look at all the elephants.
Elephant herds are led by a dominant female called a matriarch.
Did you see all the elephants over there?
When the males are about 13 or 14 years old, the matriarch will kick them out of the herd. So the males, they're going to be loners. They might form a small bachelor group. You might see 4 or 5 of the males hanging out together, but normally they're by themselves. During the mating season, males will go back to the herds. The females, they're going to be pregnant for 22 months. And when the babies are finally born, they're going to weigh between 200 and 400 pounds.
That's a long time. And 10 months.
Crustaceans, whose shells are made of beta keratin. This is what turns the birds pink. When flamingos hatch, their feathers are gray. It'll take more than a year of eating shrimp before they get the pink color. However, these are African greater flamingo. They are the largest and the palest of any flamingo. All right, we got a white rhinoceros. They could weigh over 5,000 pounds. Rhinos have really bad eyesight. They've got tiny eyes on the side of a big head. They have a hard time seeing directly in front of themselves. That's going to make them an easy target for illegal hunting. Lots of people think that rhino horn can be used as medicine. Their horn is made of the same stuff as human hair and fingernails. There is no medical value. The rhinos are hunted for no reason. Just like we have to trim our fingernails, the rhinos rub their horns against trees and rocks. They gotta file down the horn because it can grow 6 inches every year.
That's how long a baby giraffe's tongue is.
You're paying attention.
I am paying attention.
Running over 70 miles an hour. They run fast, but they do not run very far. They can go maybe 100 yards. Then they're going to tire out. Cheetahs don't roar. They make more of a high-pitched chirping sound. They are, however, the only big. Some lions lay around for 20 hours every day. There's the male here on the lower rocks. He's got another female with him. There's usually one dominant male. There could be a dozen or so females in a pride.
He looks hot.
Females do the hunting. It's the male who protects the pride from danger. He'll watch over the cubs while the females are out looking for food. Some of the males, when they roar, they'll get so loud that they'll be heard from over 5 miles away.
Bridget, get a good picture of the lion.
I just did.
He's looking at the rhinos across the road. We're gonna make a U-turn. We'll see all those rhinos again in just a moment.
Hi, I'm Daddy.